Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Potty Talk. Thank you so much for joining me again. This is the second episode, so I'm super excited. We have a lot to talk about today, so I hope we're all ready. On this episode today, we are going to dive into the subject of doing the work. It is going to be a bit of a longer video, this one, because there is a lot to cover with this, because let's face it, everyone's on their healing journey. Everyone has a lot to talk about. There are so many different opinions that come with it, so we are going to touch on every single part of it as much as we possibly can. So without further ado, welcome to the second episode, and let's get this party started. Okay, so first and foremost, if you are on your healing journey, congratulations and welcome to the most difficult thing that you are probably ever gonna do. And let's not forget why we're on this healing journey to begin with, is because we are trying to heal those pieces of our past that just don't agree with us anymore. We are on this healing journey to better ourselves, our future. When it comes to actually sitting down and doing the work, there are so many different versions of it. I mean, you walk into the bookstore and they have an entire section on healing and growth, and quite frankly, it is exhausting trying to read all of it and figure out, who's right or does this method work. Advice that I could give is find out the little things that work for you. When I personally first started this journey, I thought that I really didn't need it and it was just dumb, and the whole talk nicely to yourself and things will get better. I thought it was just a load of bullshit, to be quite honest. And it's not until I actually started practicing being kinder to myself. It's really not until I really started actually doing the things that I was reading about, opposed to just reading it and tossing the book aside, or not saving the video that I just watched about it, until I started really focusing and start doing the things I was reading, the things that were working for me, did I actually start to see a difference in my mindset and how I carry myself, how I navigate my relationships now, whether it be platonic or romantic. It's taught me a lot about myself personally. So it's you really have to believe in yourself that, hey, what I'm doing is going to help me in the long run. What I'm doing is beneficial for me and the growth that I want to accomplish. So you have to stick with it. Let's talk about the uglies of doing the work. And there are some ugly times when you're really starting to find out about yourself and really digging deep and figure out, why do these things happen or why do I react this way when certain things happen to me? It all comes from a part of you that you have buried away. And when you start bringing those things back up to the surface, whew, do they come firing up in all different ways, shapes, forms. It doesn't matter. They are rearing their little ugly heads at you, and you have no choice but to stare them right back in the face. People talk about how difficult this journey is, and they never really dive deep into how difficult it really is until you're in it. And I had to learn a lot of those things the really hard way, and it's honestly the best thing that I could have ever done for myself in my relationships, especially with my friends. You gotta cut certain ties out. Stop just dealing with relationships that you're dealing with just because you don't want to change, or you don't want the situation to change because you're afraid of it. You gotta throw it out. You gotta throw it out and do what's best for you at the end of the day. So when you are going through this journey and you are working towards that person that you want to be, through your own growth, you find out a lot of things about yourself that, you thought were okay, but in reality, they're not. And it's like, oh, wow, I could have handled that so much better than what I used to. After time and practice, find yourself in a better position each time that situation comes around, until you learn, hey, I'm handling this so much better than what I used to, and I'm proud of myself for that. So with the ugly always comes a brighter side. So you just have to see the entire picture for what it is and really take hold and congratulate yourself when you see those changes start to happen. Everyone thinks that like every day has to be like a great day and a day of growing and I learned something new today, which, don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with that. That is a beautiful mindset to have. Sometimes when you're having a bad day, you gotta sit in it. You gotta sit with those tumultuous feelings and really sit and think, why am I feeling this way? What triggered me so bad that I'm now having like a shit day? And those are the days that are so important, because not only is the thought process of digging deep and figuring out why, what is bringing those reactions forthcoming, but you're also figuring out, okay, this is what has bothered me for this long. I gotta let this go. And then when those feelings come up again, you can be like, you know what? I've dealt with those feelings long enough. Those no longer serve me the way that I need them to serve me. So I gotta put those in a box and I just gotta leave it alone. And you gotta move on and you gotta start moving forward from everything that has bothered you, brought up those bad feelings in the past, and you gotta let them go. Another thing I wanna talk about is if you're in those moods where you just like cannot get out of bed and you don't even want to change your clothes, those days are so normal. Those days are your body telling you, I need a rest. I need to take a step back. I have to let my body completely be at rest for a couple of days, and I need to recharge myself. Those days are okay. You are not a failure, and just keep going. When I first started, I thought it was a crock of shit. So I did not keep to like what I was doing very often. When you stick to it, it makes a difference. It really does. Keep on going. Keep on saying those nice things to yourself, because let me tell you, it makes a difference. Know that life is tough. Life is not easy. Nobody told it was going to be easy, but man, did we underestimate how hard life really is. So a couple of things that have helped me personally in the past. Again, this isn't for everybody. This is just what I have found has worked for me. So I'm hoping that you'll gather some things from this as well, and maybe they can work for you too. I personally wake up every day and I tell myself that it's going to be a great day, regardless of if it's going to be or not, or whether I feel that inside when I wake up, because in reality, I can't control how the day is going to go. I can only hope that it's going to go well. So I found that if I tell myself and tell others, hey, today's going to be a magical day, or today's going to be a great day, you know, it tends to put me in a better mood and makes me look to like the brighter side of things, which I think we all really need. I used to be so judgmental on my body, and I saw a video of, I actually think it was Meghan Trainor, and she had mentioned, you know, her therapist told her to stand naked in the mirror and like say something nice about her body. Let me tell you, the first time I did it, I was like, this is the dumbest thing ever. My body is what it is, and like, I hate it. And like, I felt so stupid. But I did it. When I get out of the shower, I stand in front of my full-length mirror while I'm putting my lotion on, and I say the nicest things about my body. I'm like, look at how cute your toes are. Look at how cute your thighs are. And I literally talk to myself in like strange accents too, because it makes me feel better. Makes me feel like I glow a little bit more. That is one very big thing that I started doing, is stop hating my body and start appreciating it for what it is. It's beautiful, just like everybody else, and we all have flaws that we pick apart, and that's no reason to be hateful. Like, you were born with that body. That body has grown up with you. That body has stretch marks. That body will be with you until the day you shut your eyes and take your last breath. So why wouldn't you congratulate it? Why wouldn't you think that it's the most beautiful thing on the earth? It's part of you. You should want to love that you give to your dog, your cat. You have to love your body. That's the body that you get for your life. Another huge thing that I have learned, and I was such a bad offender with this, was setting unrealistic goals. I get up in the morning and I have the day off. I would make like 50 things I had to do. I'm gonna go to the bank, I'm gonna do all the grocery shopping, I'm gonna put everything away, I'm gonna cook dinner, I'm gonna meal prep, I'm gonna do, like, it would just go on. And then I would be devastated when I only got like a quarter of the list done. It would be hard on myself. And first of all, that's stupid, because why? But I had to like kind of slow down and be like, you are one person. You cannot do everything in one day, especially when you have an entire honey-do list of just like things that you know are not quick tasks. If I have to vacuum my entire house, including the crevices, that's taking me a solid hour. And I live in a small apartment. It's not very big. I had to really like take a step back and be like, what's realistic for me to do today on my day off, that I still have time to make sure I do my skin routine at night before I go to bed, and I get a good night's sleep. I usually shoot for 6 to 8 hours because I am an absolute gremlin if I get less than that. So definitely make realistic goals for yourself. That is so huge. So if you're gonna take anything from this video, please, please, please take that. Another one, and I can't stress this enough, don't keep living in the past. Keep your mind constantly moving forward. When you constantly live in the past, you are never going to move forward. You're never going to achieve the goals that you want to achieve. You're just going to be sitting and waiting for this big miracle to happen. There's no miracle. If you want something done, you have to go get it yourself, and you have to move forward. And the only way that you're gonna get to what your goals are is if you move forward. If you keep pushing your mind forward, the further ahead you get, the more you don't want to look back. Say you're having a great day, right? And something crappy happens. Don't let it ruin your day. Like, you know what? That kind of sucks. The little things, don't let it ruin your day. Definitely not worth it. Also watch a lot of videos on being a better person and like how I handle certain situations. I'm constantly doing some research and be like, you know, I could handle that a little bit better. And that's essentially what I want to be, is a better version of what I came from. Stop letting these things trigger you, because now it doesn't matter. Like, I'm not gonna let what they did ruin my entire day, or let that stupid thing that's not gonna matter tomorrow ruin my entire day. When you meet a new person, whether it be platonic or something romantic, you have to spend time with that person to get to know them, to figure out if you guys are gonna essentially mesh well, if this is some kind of relationship that you can build together. It's the same when you start looking inward on yourself. You have to spend time with yourself to really get to know you. Nobody else is gonna give that to you. You're not gonna find it in a room full of people. You're gonna find it when you are completely alone. You have to really sit with yourself to find out who you are. Another part of that is we really have to stop blaming others for our reactions. So essentially, in order to get to know yourself, you have to spend time with yourself. So we do it when we meet other people. Why wouldn't we do it for us? The things you're going to learn about yourself might be honestly really surprising. Things that you knew about yourself in the past maybe won't serve you anymore. So, and that's okay. This is my cat, Squirtle. Here she is. Hi. Hello. Just take every day with a grain of salt. If one day goes bad, don't think that you're a failure. If you lay in bed for 4 days without changing your clothes, you're not a failure. But either way, at the end of the day, the biggest thing that you could possibly do is don't put yourself down. Don't think that you're a failure, even though your mind is absolutely going to tell you that you are. Don't listen to it. It's a liar. You have to be stronger than everything that you have always been accustomed to hearing, and you really have to start believing that you deserve good things and you deserve to be happy and you deserve all the greatness that the universe is going to send your way. You just have to be ready for it when it comes. So the things that we learned: we don't compare ourselves to other people. We are going to speak kindly to each other and to ourselves. We are going to stop blaming others for our own actions or in our own reactions. And we are going to change our mindsets, because that's the whole point of doing a healing journey, is to change our negative mindset. Always be kind to yourself, even when you don't want to be. Keep reaching forward, even though sometimes you don't want to. Always be who you want to be. So don't let anything stop you or get in your way of being who you truly want to be. So that is going to conclude this episode. Thank you all so much for joining me again. I really appreciate you watching. It has been the absolute pleasure of my life. I love you all. I hope we have an amazing week, and thank you again for joining me, and I can't wait to see you all next week for the next episode. So until then, take care of yourselves, be kind to yourselves, and I love you. Bye. Ow, that hurts, ma'am. That's not yours. That's not yours. Thank you.